Oh no, he ain't gonna do it.
Oh, he did it. We're live. With these on. Welcome to, we're coming up on 100 episodes.
Yeah.
I was trying to think we should do something like crazy for number 100.
There was a funny comment in the trip video.
What are these? Yeah.
And somebody said something like, you get Bryce drunk, you almost kill him. What's next?
Hey,
so maybe for the 100th.
First off,
so maybe for the 100th video, make Bryce do something else.
First off, Bryce was crushing beers on his own accord. We were not forcing him to do any drinking. And while he was drinking that, I was like, is this a good idea? Like first day at altitude, is this a good idea?
I mean, what? Okay. What would that do? I mean,
It would dehydrate you?
It could dehydrate you.
I mean,
yeah.
it definitely dehydrates you.
Yeah, but he was drinking a lot of water and he was drinking electrolytes and stuff.
I'm just saying, it's probably not a great idea to throw alcohol into the mix when you're going straight to elevation.
Yeah, probably not. Like getting like drunk obviously would not be good. He wasn't drunk though.
No, but he had two beers.
Then I was thinking like, like in the ultra running community, now it's just like a little bit for the carbohydrates and like the sugar and stuff. But
Are they crushing beers at ultras?
yeah,
Really?
for like a little bit at a time. A little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've drank some during a marathon, but just like a little shot of beer.
Yeah.
Real quick, what are we drinking here?
This is the
Single barrel.
This is Eagle Rare. This is a single barrel select. It's since Ohio doesn't do store picks, this is like an Ohio pick. This was picked up in a lotto. So
I was going to ask you how you got this.
yeah, lotto.
An OHLQ lotto?
Yeah.
What was the MSRP on this bad boy?
I think like $33.
Eagle Rare is a great, for the money, is a great, and how fitting. We're drinking this with the Buffalo Trace ice cubes.
Yes.
And so you said that this, I gave you more than me.
you can.
You said this is better than regular Eagle Rare?
Yeah, we'll do a side by side. You have a regular one.
Okay.
So
I spilled some.
that's all right.
Okay, real quick before we get into today's.
That was it.
Yeah, it's definitely better than regular
Yeah.
Eagle Rare.
And that
Yeah, it's
really
smoother.
good. Yeah.
So the concept of a single barrel, right? So like, what are they doing to these barrels to make them better?
Well, okay, so you have to understand, like I'm going to generalize here, so that I might, and I'm an amateur. So when you create like most like just standard bourbons, they call them small batches because in order to make them consistent, they gotta like get the flavoring and stuff pretty similar.
Okay.
So they'll take like barrels from here, barrels from here, barrels from here, and they'll mix them together. And I think
I
there's
didn't know that.
yeah, and then there's probably some way of like measuring the flavors or measuring certain things so that you have consistency. So like if you're buying like a mainstream bottle of booze, it's always going to taste the same. So then when you start so then you start doing like single barrels, it's literally there's no blending. It's just coming.
It's just that barrel.
It's just that barrel.
So my question is, what's causing the variability between barrels?
Oh,
just tons of stuff. I mean, like the temperature, humidity,
the temperature, how exactly? Remember, like where the barrels.
So then,
stored.
are they to make these single barrel selections? Or are they having some person go through and like taste them all and then pick like, that's going to Ohio?
Yeah.
Or,
So probably what happened is whatever representatives from Ohio handle this, they probably went down to Buffalo Trace and sampled a bunch of barrels and say, we'll take that barrel, we'll take that barrel.
That's a fun job.
I know. Or they just said, hey, Buffalo Trace, pick out some single barrels.
How many bottles do you get out of a barrel? That's my next question.
I don't know. This stuff's aged like 7 to 10 years or something like that. You probably get a couple hundred bottles out of a barrel.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
So hopefully the Ohio guys are picking the good ones.
There was like, as part of this lottery, there was like 6 different barrels that bottles were coming from for single barrels.
I see.
So
okay.
And what's interesting too is when they had it, they said like, if you get this barrel, you might get like notes of vanilla.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Very interesting. All right, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. COVID's coming back. Lockdown live streams might be returning. No, we thought this would be a good time I know we just finished Colorado like 2 weeks ago, and the first video's out, so check that out. But it's time to talk about Tahoe, the Tahoe Rim Trail. A bigger trip for us, a much more epic trail. So today's podcast...
Is it more epic? I've never done it. I've been on the Tahoe Rim Trail, but only in winter.
Okay, so I was having this discussion with my mother-in-law today, actually, because she was like, I just saw the video of the Colorado, and she's like, it looks so beautiful. And I was like, it is. But I was telling Andy we were out there, Tahoe's prettier.
Tahoe's gorgeous.
Now I have, we obviously didn't go to the sections of the Colorado Trail, like deep into Colorado in the San Juans. That stuff looks beautiful, but I've never been there. Lake Tahoe has the same kind of jaggedy mountains, but they're also, at least on the western side, and we'll get into this, they're granite covered mountains, which I think look cooler. And then on top of the jaggedy mountain aspect, you have what I think is like one of the most greatest like wonders of the new world is Lake Tahoe. I think the lake itself is like one of the prettiest things ever.
A lot of the pictures that I've seen in like, the video that you shot last time you were there, it kind of reminded me of like the videos I see from the winds.
Honestly, I'll tell you what, man, at least in Desolation, the mountains, because it's literally like it's like a few hundred miles north. It looks like the JMT.
Yeah.
Because it's exposed granite.
Is that part of the Sierra?
Yeah.
Where Lake Tahoe is?
Where Desolation is. Yes, correct. Yes. Okay. The spine of the Sierras goes on like the western. The actual crest of the Sierras, as the Pacific Crest Trail follows, it shoots a little bit west of Tahoe, but it's not far. You can see it from Tahoe. There's like a little valley and you see the crest of the Sierras.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the area we're going to go in Tahoe will be prettier than what we saw in Colorado.
I mean,
get pumped.
I'm pumped. There's some good stuff already coming out in the chat here.
Do we got some comments about the single barrel selections?
Yeah. Okay. So hold on a second. So first of all, we converted Poucher. So Poucher asked, "Where's the Britney Spears talk?"
Poucher was talking crap last podcast.
Now he's on board.
No, we're not opening with the Britney Spears stuff. Do you have any updates?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Dude, okay. Did you see the picture that she posted?
Yes, the topless one.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I didn't see it, but I read something like people keep taking it down, but she keeps putting it up or something like that.
It's not. I'm not pulling it up. It's not appropriate.
Yeah.
There's little like star thingies over her nips, but it's not I was like, whoa, Brittany.
But what's the deal?
Can you imagine if she started an OnlyFans?
Dude, she wouldn't be allowed to right now.
That's true. That's what I mean. But I'm like, she could stop singing. Yeah, she won't need to sing. Do you know one of those Barstool girls? Have you heard this story? So there's a really famous podcast called
Call Her Daddy.
Call Her Daddy.
Are you talking about the contract with Spotify?
No, but that was
60 million.
60 million. No, the woman who hosts that, Call Her Daddy. Mm-hmm. She opened up an OnlyFans for 24 hours.
Just like on and off, like 24.
Well, it might still be on, but she opened it for 24 hours. She made $1 million.
Wow.
And everyone was complaining because where are the nude pics? It was just like Instagram. I don't know. I was just like, wow. And then I saw the $60 million Spotify deal, and Spotify is just cleaning up. They got, I think Michelle Obama's going to have a podcast on there.
They took Dax Shepard's.
Chill Brothers Outdoors is on Spotify.
Yeah, we'll do it instead of 60 million. We'll do it for like 55.
Did Armchair Expert? That's Dax Shepard's podcast. Yeah, that one's which I've never listened to, but he has really good guests.
Yeah, it's really popular.
Okay, what else? I have a lot of things I want to talk about for Tahoe, though.
I know. I'm going to get some of these comments out of the way.
No, keep the comments coming. We ignore the comments usually.
Yeah. Salmon Outdoors says around 200 bottles per barrel, by the way.
Oh, nice. So you're pretty close.
I was pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are 199 other bottles. Oh, and the audio, we lost the video. Keep talking.
Oh, man.
This hasn't happened in a while.
Frozen video. People are talking now. Yeah, sorry. We're doing it.
We got it.
This
hasn't happened in like 4 podcasts.
What's the root cause of this issue? Is it the software?
The root cause.
Is it the software?
Yes.
Okay. It's not the camera, right?
No, it's not
Yeah, I am. Oh, here's Poucher just digging the knife in deeper. Said Tahoe's overrated. Colorado much better.
Has he been to Tahoe?
Yeah. Have you been to Tahoe? I don't know.
Well, hold on.
I guess it depends on where you go.
Well, hold on. I actually would not entirely disagree with that. I'm referring to the backpacking and trail systems. I'm not saying in general Lake Tahoe is better than Colorado. I'm saying the Tahoe Rim Trail, the areas we're going to go are going to be way cooler than the areas of the Colorado Trail we did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sticking to that story.
Okay.
But I mean, I was just like going off about how awesome Colorado is just in general.
Poucher's been to Tahoe many times.
And he really thinks Tahoe isn't as cool as, well, I'd be curious,
Let me pull like a Big Lebowski here. Well, that's just like
your opinion, man. No, I will say in general, Colorado crushes every other place, hands down.
Colorado's just...
And as much as I hate to say it, Lake Tahoe's got a little bit, half, like 2/3 of it's in California. And I can't say that that's a pro.
No. You know what'll be weird though?
I mean, the regulations there and the cost on the California side of Tahoe, I mean, it's crazy.
You know what is an actual possibility? But there could be parts of the trail that we walk through where like parts of the California like towns might be locked down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only town we're getting
Lake Tahoe.
South Lake is
Nevada
it's Nevada and California.
Yeah.
I'm more worried. God, we're getting into this. I'm more worried about fires, but we're gonna get there. Any other comments? It's good. I like to have a little diluted.
Let me see. Sorry, I got to scroll up. Oh, here's a good one. We're getting into it deep, but Will Edge says bear can or Ursac going to swim with the bears.
Okay, so all right, so I have about 5 or 6 topics related to this conversation. We're going to come back to that. First, I do want to just give a real quick overview, and what I've got here is so you can see this on the screen. This is actually really cool. The Colorado Trail needs to do this. So the TRT has like a really cool interactive map, which is like great, and you can go around and you can if it'll let me zoom in here, you can like see everything. So if you're not, just real quick, just showing this. I guess I'll zoom back out. If you're not familiar with what the Tahoe Rim Trail is, it follows a mountainous rim around Lake Tahoe. It's about 170 miles. You can see it right there. It circumnavigates the lake. For the most part, it kind of hugs the lake, but obviously it doesn't, like, you're never on the shores of the lake. You're typically, other than kind of, you can see some of the southwest areas, you're generally like always within eyesight of the lake. I mean, you're in trees, obviously, so you can't like see it most of the time, but you're usually like, when you get to clearings, you can see it. Now there are some parts in the southwest area where you, as you can see, you're a solid like 5-10 miles off of the lake. So you're not like right up against it, but it's 170 miles. It circumnavigates a mountainous ridge around Lake Tahoe. Fun fact, some people probably know this, but the PCT actually hugs in the bottom left corner. Yeah. Where's my mouse cursor? I can't see it over here.
You were on the main screen.
No, I know. In the bottom left corner down there, the PCT hugs it for like, I don't know, 10 or 20 miles, not a ton. And then the PCT shoots off to on the west to follow the crest of the Sierras. Most people start, again, I can't see my mouse. Most people start basically, if you like looking at that Lake Tahoe on the very, like, go straight west on the western like nodule right there. That is an area called Tahoe City. And most, can I zoom in? I can't see anything.
It's fine. There you go.
No, it's fine. Here we go. So yeah, so most people start right in that little western, it's kind of the middle screen, that little western area. And then they hike clockwise up and around the whole way. And I'll tell you why, because the best, quote unquote, the best area of this is the southwest junction right there, where you see where it kind of pulls away from the lake.
Yeah.
That's an area called the Desolation Wilderness, which we can get into. That's generally known as like the coolest part of it. And that's the part that to me looks a lot like the JMT. So most people do that section last. So that's kind of why People will go clockwise and start. That's an area called Tahoe City there. It's like right in the middle of the screen right there. And then they'll kind of hike just counterclockwise around the end of Desolation. 170 miles. Most people do it 11 days, 12 days-ish, 11 or 12 nights, usually 13 nights. And there's a couple places you can stop along the way. So if you don't start in Tahoe City, you can stop there. That's what I've done. There's also on the southeast corner down. So if I drag this thing, so that area that's in the middle of the screen right there, that's called South Lake Tahoe. That's like where, like Jeff Bezos goes and hangs, and where like Heavenly Ski Resort is. That's a really like ritzy area. You can also stop there and resupply. There's a little area up in the northwest or northeast tip, kind of right there in the middle. That's called Incline Village. People can stop there and resupply. So most people, when they hike it, they will get off trail for a day or two and resupply and stuff. Most people don't do it in like 11 straight days. But it is like a feasible trail to do. It's not, it's similar, at least I've done about 40 to 50 miles of it. So I've done sections in the Desolation and around Tahoe City. It's similar to the Colorado Trail, and it's not like ridiculously graded. It's fairly easy. Another huge pro compared to Colorado is like when you're on this thing, you're between like, 7,000 and 9,000 feet.
Yeah.
Versus Colorado, we were like 10 to 13,000 feet. So you're a lot lower, which is kind of nice. But overall, like it's at least I've done 2 sections of it. It's not like the Colorado Trail where it's split into like segments. It's not like that. It's just 170 miles going, clockwise. So that's a good overview of the trail. Now to get to this person's question. So if you have been following us on Instagram, I post a lot of bear-related content. In the bear situation in the Lake Tahoe area, I never thought there would be a place that would be worse than Gatlinburg. And it's bad. And not only that, so first off, it's generally only black bears. So big sigh.
When you say generally, what do you mean by that?
Well, in California, they have brown bears, right? Like, but I don't know if you get them as far east as Tahoe.
Oh, okay.
So every single bear account I have seen in Tahoe is a black bear. Now, the black bears in Tahoe are huge.
Yeah,
I don't know what
they're big.
I don't know what that's about. They're way, way bigger than anything I've seen in the Midwest or on the AT. I don't know if that's because they're just in the mountains and they I don't know, they're just bigger. Like they're big. And like, dude, in Tahoe, you got bears like
I know
breaking into gas station convenience stores.
The best is
going into people's pools. I mean,
the one video you showed, I think that was Sand Harbor, which I've been to a few times now.
Yeah, so their bears is just like, so a lot of Tahoe, well, not a lot of Tahoe, there's some really cool beaches on Tahoe, like really ritzy, cool, like white sand beaches. And the bears are just on the beach with their cubs, like with people. The bear human stuff is real bad in Lake Tahoe. And obviously that impacts the backpacking. So to answer this person's question,
we're doing Ursacs.
So they of course highly recommend bear canisters.
Yeah,
but they're not. You don't have to use a bear canister. So when I was there last time, what I did, and I met, like, we actually, when I was in Desolation Wilderness in 2019, the first time I got my permit checked. True story. And I talked to the ranger there, and because he was like, what are you doing with your food? And I was like, I'm hanging an Ursac, and they were cool with that. Now, you still are not required to wear to bring a bear canister. Obviously, we are only not bringing a bear canister because of the weight. Although I do think in a lot of the national forest stations there, they will loan you a bear canister for free. I think I read that like a couple of years ago. We ain't bringing bear canisters. What we're going to do is we have Ursacs, and then I didn't do this last time, but we got the scent-proof OpSacs, or you might get the Z-Packs one.
Yeah, we have scent-proof bags to the food will go
scent-proof
in
bags
the Ursac.
In the Ursac, and we're going to PCT hang on the trees. So I think that's pretty good. We'll have to PCT hang. I didn't do that last time I was there. Cause there have been obviously cases where bears are getting food out of trees. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to hang an Ursack with a scent proof liner with a PCT hang clip kind of set. If you don't know what that is, it means the bag, the bear line will not be tied off to the tree.
Right.
So,
and we're also taking bear spray.
We will be hiking with bear spray. Yeah, that's just a no-brainer out there. But last time I was there, so like literally last time I was there, I mean, the bears were picking up bear canisters and taking them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to carry an extra pound or two away and then risk a bear just stealing all my food. You know, I will bring the Ursacks. I think we'll be fine. It's just us two, and we're pretty good. We're not like cooking up ribeyes at camp.
Not this trip.
I think we'll be fine. I mean, when I was there last time, so the other thing is a lot of and we'll get into this when we talk about the areas we're doing. So there's a lot of areas where they want you to stay at designated camp areas, and they have bear lockers generally at those. So when I was there, I think you know this story. When I was there last time, first and only time, bear came through camp when I was sleeping, which was awful. So they're just really loud, man. I've never had that before.
How did you know a bear came through camp?
In the morning, I asked the people who it harassed.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so whenever whenever you think about bears, like, and when you think about them, and the thing about bears is they're always going to mess with you at like 3 a.m. It's like, come on, man. And you think it's going to be like some mischievous thing, but dude, they're loud. I mean, you hear them. It's not like, oh, was that a bear? No, like these black bears, you hear them coming through the forest. So like I heard something super loud coming through. I actually didn't think it was a bear. I thought it was a deer because most of the time we have more issues with deer messing with us at night.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't think it was a bear. And it came to the campsite to the side of me. And it was, very anticlimactic. It was 2 women that were staying there, and they literally just started talking, and the bear just ran off. And I remember the sound of the bear running through the forest was very, as you expect, like insanely loud.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I was like, hey, and they're like, oh yeah, it was a bear. I don't know. I'm assuming they verified it was a bear, whatever. This was a campsite where we had bear lockers, so it was no big deal. But that was my only like bear interaction. But to get back, yeah, we're going to use Ursacks with scent-proof bags, and we'll carry bear spray.
Somebody just Scott Foster put a comment in here, said, I thought there was a $250 fine for using an Ursack.
Not that I have encountered. And now I've only specifically looked at some of the wilderness areas and some of the national forests where we're going. We're not doing, I guess that should be said, we're not doing the entire TRT. We're doing a couple sections of it. So I've only looked at the regulations where we're going. So that very well could exist for other areas of it. But like desolation wilderness specifically, they highly recommend a bear canister, but they do not require it. And then the other wilderness area we're going to go also does not require it. But there could very well be other sections that do.
Yeah, I mean, I've followed a few people who have done the TRT already this summer, and they were all using bear cans. So we'll see how this goes.
I mean, if we were to do the whole thing, we probably would. But we're going to do 6 nights, 3 nights in one area and 3 nights in another area. And we'll talk about that here. And I've just looked at the regulations for those specific areas. And it did surprise me. I actually did think they would require a bear. And if they were, obviously we would carry a bear canister if they required it.
I think you have to use a Flaming Lips plastic bubble too, Scott Foster. I've been to a Flaming Lips concert. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I forgot they did that during COVID. That's funny. So there are a few considerations I want to talk about.
People are just ripping on California in the chat.
So I was trying to be nice about it. There obviously, so as you can see, about 2/3 of the trail is in. So you can see that the little line in the middle of Lake Tahoe cuts California and Nevada. So you can see like it's about 2/3 of the trail, maybe a little bit less is in California. As one would expect, California is much, much, much more regulated than Nevada. That spills in general, but that also spills into the backpacking. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you had to pick, if all things were equal, we would pick to be in Nevada, but the cooler stuff's in California. So that's where we got to go. You have to get permits for certain areas. It's highly, it's much more regulated in California than it is in Nevada.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What are we going to do about it? We got to play by the rules.
Lisa is in the chat, Lisa Williams, and she says, Jupiter's hiking the trail and mentioned a section where he isn't camping because of the bear can requirement. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's hilarious. Do you just get a bear canister? Who cares?
If you go to Lake Tahoe and don't see a bear, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. So last time I was there, I heard one. I didn't see one. I heard it. I was surprised at it. And it was funny when I was with my brother-in-law and we got stopped in the Desolation Wilderness and they checked our permits when we had them. We were fine. And the dude, I talked about this in the video, I told you the story, right? The ranger's like, you guys see any bears? And we're like, no. He's like, really? They're crazy active right now. And no, luckily in the Desolation Wilderness, there's areas of desolation. And desolation is that south. Let me pull it over here. Where's my mouse? It's that southwest corner down there, like right in there. And there are pockets where people really localize, and that's where the bear goes. Yeah. The bears go. We were not in one of those. We were off. We were in another area that not a lot of people went to. And I should say, very rarely, if ever, literally, if ever, are there any like vicious or violent encounters with bears there. So it's crazy. Like I actually don't think like anyone's been killed by a black bear in California in like a long time. So like it's not something I'm worried about from like they're gonna kill me. It's just an annoyance of waking us up, and then worst case getting our food, which would be really bad.
I don't want to run across a mama bear and cubs though.
But you don't at night. A mama bear and cubs is not gonna be what comes and messes with you at night. That'd be what you would encounter on the trail. We got the bear mace 5,000. They're gonna eat some bear mace. But so several considerations we're going to get into for this trip, but one is the bears. But yeah, like we said, bear spray, Ursax, scent-proof bags, and then common sense. We're not taking stakes. Andy and I are super anal about bears. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, we do our best, and now I'm not going to sit here and admit that we're the greatest at this. But
some of our bear hangs have been real bad.
Yeah,
they will not be bad on this trip.
No,
that I can assure you.
Yeah, and like we do our best to not eat around our camp. That doesn't always work.
I mean, we're going to be eating around our camp.
Yeah,
sorry, but we're going to be doing like boil and bag stuff. Like I said. Okay, so first consideration: bears. Done. Honestly, a bigger consideration is the forest fire situation.
Yeah, that's the make it or break it right now.
So last year, if you're not familiar, Spigiver and a bunch of people attempted to through hike this whole thing last year, and the wildfires were so bad last year that they had to close down the TRT. And literally in California, they were fining people if you were going backpacking.
Yeah, and it's a combination too of like there could be sections that are affected by an active fire, but it's mainly due to air quality.
Correct. So the good thing about what we're doing is, we're going to do, somewhere between 60 to 90 miles of this trail, depending on where we go. Probably not 90.
We're definitely doing more than 60.
We're doing more than 60. We're doing at least 70, I should say. 70 to 100 miles. We won't do 100, but somewhere in that range. We're doing 7 days, 6 nights. So we're not doing the whole thing. So we can kind of pick and choose where we go. So, I mean, realistically, what we're going to have to do is, the week or two before, kind of look at the fire situation and make a judgment call. Mm-hmm. We haven't discussed what we're going to do if the whole area closes down. We're both going to be out there with our backpacking gear, so we will do something. I think worst case scenario, drive somewhere and do a huge segment of the PCT or go up to Oregon. I think that's the contingency area.
It's going to be wherever the fires aren't.
Yeah. So we're just right now. We're doing this in September, so like we're gonna have to wait we're gonna have to wait like 4 weeks and see what's going on and kind of make a call. I'm just hoping it's going to be fine for the areas we're going, but You couldn't say that last year. So
No, last year was bad.
last year was really bad. And I'm hoping because last year was so bad that this year isn't. I was out there 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and it was great. No fire. I mean, there are always fires out there, but the Tahoe area was totally fine 2 years ago. So I'm hoping the fires last year like burned everything off and we're good. But that is a consideration. And worst case scenario, if we're out there and they close down the area, I mean, we're going to go unless it's closed.
Yeah.
If the fires are bad, we're going to be up there and we'll just deal with it.
Well, we'll come off trail. We are fortunate enough, as most people know, like we have an easy way to get off the trail at any time.
Yeah, our sister lives out there, so like we got flexibility. But I think our contingency plans, if the whole area closes down, is find a long, cool section of the PCT we can do, or if like worst case scenario, go up to Oregon or somewhere because we're going to be like 3 or 4 hours from Oregon. So that's the second consideration is forest fires. Luckily, that's not something we will probably have to deal with on trail. Like if it's closed down because of fires, hopefully it happens before we're out there. I mean, that didn't happen to Spaguyver last year. He was literally in the middle of his hike and they closed everything down. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But first consideration bears, second consideration forest fires, third consideration shelter.
Yeah, let me talk about this one. So,
are there any?
If there's anybody in the chat that wants to let me,
Andy's not using his hammock.
I can't use the hammock.
You'd be able to use it most of the times. There's certainly 1 or 2 nights where we're going to camp in areas where you can't use a hammock.
Yeah.
And that's because there ain't any trees.
If anybody in the chat wants to let me borrow like a duplex or some type of Dyneema tent, hit us up, sboutd@gmail.com.
Andy's fallback. So here's the deal. We were going to buy a duplex. And dude, they're $650.
And the thing is
for
like,
one trip, you can't justify it.
I can't justify buying a Dyneema tent right now just for one trip because I plan on, once this is done, getting back in my hammock for everything that I do.
I think your strategy is fine though. Just buy a $50 6-ounce bug net set up on Amazon and use your Dyneema tarp.
Yeah, but the problem is the bug nets I was looking at are just like the weights aren't right, and then a lot of them don't have floors either. So I'm like still
you need a floor.
Yeah, I'm still researching this, but
just take the Durst then.
No.
So I have a tent Andy could use. It just weighs 2.5 pounds.
No, and with the Ursack and with the
Ursack adds weight, man.
It's 8 ounces for the Ursack, and with the fact that I want to use my light AF pack, I got to keep the weight down. And
you're getting into one of the other considerations, which is weight. We'll get there.
Okay.
So what are you doing for shelter? What's your plan?
I don't have a plan. I need to come up with
buy
something.
one of those shitty bug nets from Amazon.
No. Okay, here's my backup plan.
I was about to go on a rant on fucking $700 for a tent, dude.
Here's
that is ridiculous.
Here's my backup. My backup plan is I will buy.
So expensive.
Yeah, my backup plan is I'll buy a crappy bug net with maybe some type of bathtub floor. But if anybody has any recommendations, email us sboutd@gmail.com and let me know.
What are you going to offer someone? You should rent it from someone.
Oh, I would absolutely.
We pay you $50 to rent a duplex for 6 days.
Yeah, I would absolutely.
Maybe more actually.
I would
There's a good business idea.
Yeah, I would absolutely pay to rent a Dyneema tent for sure.
Because dude, I saw the duplex price.
Yeah.
I was like, you should just get an HMG tent.
No,
Hyperlight tents are $700.
And then I would also, obviously, if I break it, I will buy you a new one.
So my next question was, who else makes Dyneema tents?
There's a lot.
Who?
Mountain Laurel Designs makes
They
one.
make Dyneema tents?
Yeah, Gossamer Gear makes a one in the Dyneema.
It's like, what's the cheapest Dyneema tent you can get?
I don't know. They're all like...
you're greater than $500.
Yeah, first of all, they're all out of stock. Except for Z-Packs.
Not the duplex.
Yeah, not the duplex. Except for Z-Packs.
Dude, the other day when we were texting.
This is hilarious. Girl Plus Dog Adventure says Dan Becker has an RV you can borrow.
Honestly, you should just borrow that Big Agnes I used from him. If he'll let you use it.
Yeah, I need a tent.
Pay for shipping.
Obviously, I will pay for
everything.
everything.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll borrow that tent. You can have the Ultiplex. That tent weighs like 1.5 pounds. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's freestanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you realize too, one of the areas we're setting up the tents, you can't use stakes.
Well, then what are you going to do with the Altiplex?
You fucking use rocks.
Oh, rocks. Oh, yeah. That's
But
fine.
you know that, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I was going to tell you that. I'm like, you might want to get a freestanding one because at least one of the campsites we're going, you cannot use stakes.
That's fine. I'll make it work. This is already hurting me hard enough without using a hammock.
I was like, because you were sending me those links. I'm like, does he know he can't use stakes on at least one of the sites? Anyway, we'll get you. We'll find something.
Yeah, I my backup plan is a tarp with the bug net. I already have a Dyneema tarp, obviously, and then I'll just get a bug net and I'll sleep on the ground that way. It's just the problem is
I was real surprised. Andy reached out to Z-Packs and was like, "Can I borrow a tent?" They're like, "No." I was really surprised because that's how I got the Altiplex, and we've made. And not because they've asked us to, we've made a lot of videos on Z-Pack shelters that have gotten a lot of views. Once again, not because they want us to, we just love making videos about gear. And I thought for sure they'd give you a loaner.
just a loaner. I don't want.
No, they told you to F off. I was really surprised by that, actually.
Fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's only free advertising.
I was just surprised because when I pulled this 2 years ago, they're like, "What do you?" They're literally like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I want the duplex." And then I was like, "Can I have the Altiplex? I'll send you the duplex back." And we just should have kept the duplex.
No. I don't like abusing companies. It's totally fine.
No. It's totally fine that they did that. I was honestly surprised though.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, for sure they've got some crappy beat up duplex laying around. They'd send you. Maybe they know we've already done duplex reviews because you certainly wouldn't make a review of it because we've already done a duplex review.
But just the fact that our videos would be like Z-Pack.
I know. Not though. We're going to be using light AF packs. Although I'll be using the Altiplex. And the Altiplex is such a good tent.
Yeah.
If you pitch it right, it's fantastic. Okay. So that was the third consideration was shelter. You could honestly 4 to 5 out of the 6 nights, you could probably use your hammock.
I know.
Definitely one night we've got permits to stay in an area where you cannot use it. So that was the third consideration was shelter. Fourth consideration, which we talked about briefly, is weight.
Yeah.
So here's the deal: we're doing 2, 3 night, 4 day sections of this, and we'll get into which ones we're doing here later. We're trying to keep this light. And part of the reason is we only have to carry 3 days of food at a time. And the other thing is we want to carry the light AF packs, and carrying the light AF packs means you have got to be max 25, 26 pounds.
No, not even that.
Fully loaded,
like 22.
You can go up to 25, I think. In mine, I got the 40 liter. I've gone up to 25, 26 in mine for the first day. And then as you eat, obviously it goes down. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts your shoulders. It hurts.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want my pack all in to weigh more than 20 pounds.
So, check out, you can see, so for Colorado, my pack weight going into Colorado was 36 pounds. We'll talk about, I will literally be able to cut 10 pounds off of that easy. And I'll talk about why. Your pack weight was 28, 29. What are you doing to get that down? So first off, using the light AF pack shaves a pound off.
Yep.
So you get a pound right there.
Yeah. And so in my grand scheme, I'm going to have a really lightweight tent.
What are you budgeting weight wise for the tent?
The tent by itself, probably anywhere between a pound and maybe like 28 ounces.
Okay. So 1 to 2 pounds for the tent.
Just for the tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine there.
I like also due to the climate, like you don't need spare, like the only spare clothing I'm taking is just a puffy and a beanie. That's it.
And you won't need 20-degree quilt setups.
No, I'm taking my 40-degree quilt setup too.
Now you don't know this, but you're getting the heavier sleeping pad.
God damn it.
I was like, I'll tell you that live. I'm taking the tensor.
It's fine.
You're getting a nicer sleeping pad.
I don't really care.
Yeah. So
I think my base weight is probably going to be around like 12 pounds. And then with food and fuel and water, that'll probably put me at 20.
Yeah. So the other thing is we're not going to carry as so differences between Colorado. We don't need as warmer of a gear setup. So probably don't need to bring tights or pants.
Nope.
Won't need 20-degree setups. That alone, those two things are saving 1 to 3 pounds right there. We're probably also not going to carry as much water with us. Now, I'm not saying that because water is going to be super abundant. The water stretches could be worse than Colorado, but we got to cut weight somewhere, and dropping from 2 liters to 1.5 liters, that saves a pound right there.
Yep.
So by the pack, the quilts, the clothes, and the water, you've just shed 4 pounds right there. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think, yeah. And then also we started off Colorado carrying what, 5 to 6
days of food, and you're going to carry 3 days of food.
So
that buys you 2 to 4 pounds right there.
Yeah. So I'm going to be 20 pounds.
And for me, you won't be 20 pounds. You'll be 24 probably.
No, because you're only budgeting 4 pounds off of the weight right there.
Well, you're also taking the camcorder.
Well, I had the M50, so it's like, it's not terribly heavier.
No. Okay. All right. Fair. So I'm doing everything Andy did, and I carried almost 5 pounds of camera gear into Colorado. I'm not. First off, I'm the carbon fiber tripod gone. That's 1.5 pounds right there. But honestly, that's the only weight I'm taking. That. So
and your food weight will be down.
My food weight will be down. For the first leg of the trip in Desolation Wilderness, drones are banned. So I'm not taking the drone on the first leg. Second leg, we've changed up the trip plan. I haven't told you. We're doing Desolation first.
Okay.
Second leg, I might take the drone.
But so on second leg, are we driving to another location?
Yes.
We are. I didn't know that.
Because why not?
Okay.
We can do a cooler section. Here's the plan. All right, we'll get into this. So here's what we're doing. So we're doing 2 3-night, 4-day sections of this. You can't see my freaking mouse, so I can't. Okay, here's what we're doing. The first leg, we're doing about 35 to 40 miles, including the Desolation Wilderness, which is about 30, and we're going to do a little bit on the north of it and a little bit on the south of it-ish. So the first leg will be about 40 miles covering the Desolation Wilderness, which is the coolest part, and a little bit outside of it. The second leg is we're going to keep driving southeast through Lake Tahoe and do literally the eastern edge, which is Kingston, Kingsbury, Kingston,
Kings Beach,
Kings something up to Mount Rose, which is about 45 miles. So like basically
that's a good spot to end it too, logistically.
Correct. And it's also a good spot. There's a lot of there's a ton of lakes. There's some cool wilderness areas. I need to now, I'm almost positive you don't need a bear canister throughout this entire 45 miles, but after some of these comments, I need to double check.
I'd be bringing the ARCalls.
Dude, if we have to bring a bear canister, that changes things drastically. I'm not bringing a chair because you sit on the bear canister.
Have you ever sat on a bear canister?
I'm sure it sucks, but I'm not bringing a bear canister and a chair. I can't.
Yeah.
Got to draw the line somewhere.
Yep.
So anyway, the second, so we're gonna do Desolation Wilderness, which is, I'll just move this to the middle of the screen. In the middle of the screen, that little area right there, we're gonna get picked up. We're gonna get driven about 30 miles along the trail, and then do this area in the middle of the screen, that whole like eastern part of it. Now, if anyone who's done the TRT can recommend a section that's cooler than that and cooler than Desolation, I'm all ears. I've done bits and pieces of stuff outside of those two areas, and it's cool, but might as well do something new.
Scott in the chat is saying you can't use drones in national forests. Bear can isn't required, but good.
So it depends on the national forest you're in. for that first comment, I will say. Each national forest has different drone regulations. I know you can't in the Desolation Wilderness, so I need to check the national forest that the eastern edge is in and see what their drone requirements are. When I was there in 2019, other than the Desolation Wilderness and a couple pockets because of airports, you could use drones anywhere. So maybe that's changed. Honestly,
Scott says make camp at Relay Peak.
Ooh, write that down. We'll take any recommendations. Relay Peak. Okay. The other thing in that eastern section, there's a part of it called the Spooner Wildlife Area where you have to stay at designated camp areas. They're primitive. The Relay Peak is not one of them, so it's out of it. Relay Peak. Writing that down. But I do need to check the National Forest guidelines for that, because if I can't take the drone, it's kind of nice actually. That eliminates another pound.
Yeah.
But the drone footage is sick.
I know.
I could use drone footage from 2019 when I was there.
we could just use drone footage from the desert.
Yeah. Yeah, they've gotten real. Obviously, there's also an airport in South Lake Tahoe, so you can't use drones. And
we could do a drone of like us loading up the car.
Yeah. I know the drone footage, though. I mean, if you looked at the Colorado video I just put out, drone footage, I mean, to me, as someone editing and creating this, it's worth the pound to carry it, because it shows you so much more of the area, and it really makes an impact. I mean, did you like the drone footage?
Oh God, it was beautiful.
The drone footage is just beautiful. I'm not a dick about it. Like, I do not fly it around people. I do not fly it around wildlife. Like, I am a responsible drone pilot, because drone people get a bad rap because people with drones do stupid stuff. So I do. Even though when I was in the Desolation Wilderness last time, I did not know they banned drones, and I shot drone footage anyway. That's on me. Drone footage looks sick though, but I do abide by all local drone regulations. So I will check the National Forest. Can you see what National Forest that is on the east side?
No, I can't see shit.
I don't know what that is. It's in Nevada at least.
Okay. But Devin says any designated wilderness area you cannot fly.
Correct. So Desolation Wilderness is a designated wilderness area.
National Forest is good to fly as long as you follow other regulations for flying around people, or if you're in an active fire area that has a ban.
Right. Yeah. So now certain national forests themselves can ban them, which can happen. But yeah, all federal wilderness areas, and Desolation Wilderness is a wilderness area, has drones banned. And national forests, they're banned in all national parks, obviously. They're actually, you can get a commercial filming permit, which we're not getting, and you can fly drones. If you get a commercial, just a quick tirade, the National Forest Service will let you fly drones if you pay a lot of money and apply for a permit, by the way. It's all about the money. We're not doing that.
No.
That's for like National Geographic and stuff.
Yeah.
But you actually can, if you get a filming permit from the Park Service, you can fly drones anywhere.
And you know what's crazy too is that applies to like making YouTube videos.
Well, the courts struck that down, buddy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You're right.
So what Andy's referring to,
yeah, you're right.
is the Park Service came. So real quick little tangent, but people will probably find this interesting. So I think about a year and a half or 2 years ago. So van life, right? Van life, so hot right now.
God, those Sprinter vans.
Van life on YouTube, very hot right now. A very popular thing for van lifers to do is go and set up at these national parks for, weeks on end, get cool footage, whatever. I think it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, the National Park Service came after some of these van life YouTubers, and they weren't entirely unjustified. Their point was, hey, you're making money off of your videos shot here. So you need to get a filming permit, like what I talked about with the drones, to film here. So for instance, when Nat Geo comes in, when they shoot these cool documentaries in national parks, they have to get commercial filming permits. And the reason being, when Nat Geo goes in, when big film productions come in, it's a process. It might disturb wildlife and they want it regulated. So when the Park Service was seeing these YouTubers making hundreds of thousands of dollars shooting in their national parks, I personally think it's about the money. They're like,
they
hey,
want money. Yeah.
You get your filming permit. And obviously that was a big deal when it happened. Now it made its way through the court system, and the court system sided with the YouTubers. The court system was like, hey, these are not commercial filming projects.
Yes.
These are dudes with their phones filming outside their van. They should not require a commercial filming permit. Get out of here. And so that was struck down. So long tirade short. I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, I was just thinking about just permits in general, like filming permits.
Anyway, we're golden. We're good to film
Yeah, I know.
because the courts have ruled that way. Now, if we wanted to go,
Do we have to carry like a copy of the court proceedings?
no, they know by now.
Or the
I mean, it doesn't matter. We have 16,000 subscribers. The Forest Service doesn't care about us. The $20 we will make off of that video, you can have it, guys. Our permits cost $36. You're up $16 on us. They don't care about us. And I got to be real with you. This is just national parks.
I know.
We're in national forests. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where a long tirade about government regulation. And I mean, at the end of the day, guess what? My tax dollars pay for that land. So I'm going to, I should be able to do what I want on it. A little libertarian coming through there.
Yeah.
No, I get it. If you want to go film a movie in national parks, yeah, you should get a commercial filming license. I get that. But if you're just Joe Schmo filming with their phone and posting on YouTube, come on, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Next point of contention.
Okay, so we had bears, we had fires, we had weight, we had shelter. I had one more here. I have my notes, my show notes. Pack weights and food.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about it. Pack weights, we got to be down. Food.
No cheese, no sausage.
Yeah, so
too
in
heavy.
Colorado, I just trying to keep food weight down, and I took some salon, I took some, cured meats and some cheese. I didn't even eat it all, and it was dumb. I'm not doing that anymore. We're also Nutrient sent us some foods, and I'm going to Nutrient. They might give us some stuff to take. So just trying to keep food weight down in general, and just we're gonna not be as fun with food. I might try and get some of that stove fuel though to drink. So what I'm referring to is in Colorado. If you haven't watched our video, I brought an alcohol stove.
Bryce just released a new video and talked about that too.
He hasn't started editing his Colorado clips, by the way. Bryce, get on it.
It was a gear breakdown from what he took to Colorado. He basically took a suitcase and dumped it out.
Ours is coming out next Thursday.
Yes.
Anyway, in Colorado, we brought grain alcohol from our buddy Scott, who has a distillery. So it's 99% ethanol with nothing added to it. And we used it for stove fuel. But you could drink it in theory.
Not in theory. You can drink it.
You
just
can
have to be
drink it.
Super careful with it.
And if you were to make that your drinking alcohol of choice on a backpacking trip, you would save a lot of weight. Just something to think about.
Now, this is actually something to think about.
Okay. I thought all my things were actually some things to think about too.
No. This is actually something to think about.
Okay.
I don't think you can use alcohol stoves on the TRT.
So that's a great point. There are,
I'm sure there's the Nevada side. You could probably do whatever you want, but
there are certain stove restrictions.
mm-hmm.
I know you can use a canister stove. You're right. I'm not talking about bringing the alcohol to use the stove fuel. I'm bringing a canister stove. We're bringing a canister stove because it's the lightest thing to do because we can split it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about bringing stove fuel so we don't have to bring bourbon.
Why? Bourbon's good.
I'm telling you, I had some of the stove fuel and it doesn't taste bad. You just mix it with a bunch of water. It didn't taste that bad. I've never had Everclear.
I know I drank some of it. It was okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it was okay.
It mixes better with certain meal flavors than bourbon does.
Yeah.
I think. Those are my considerations. Do you have any considerations that we haven't talked about?
No,
Logistics are not a consideration for this trip.
I would just say food. I really dialed in my food in Colorado, and this has been an evolution over years, by the way. And so I think I've got a good system going with a good focus on weight to calories and fat and protein. So I'm excited.
Just gonna bring a thing of olive oil, just eat that the whole time?
No, I'll be in a deficit for sure. But dude, the Lenny and Larry's
Those got some shout outs. The Lenny's and Larry's cookies got some shout outs.
We gave them some crap, but they were delicious.
They were pretty good. Those
400 and
something
calories.
We did these food video for
16
Colorado.
grams of protein.
And Andy brought these fat people cookies, 400 calorie cookies, and they were pretty good. They were pretty good.
Yeah, they were real good. And I would never eat those outside of something unless you you got to be active.
Have you started? I have not started putting food together for this trip.
Yeah, so I actually have, and
it's coming up. I mean, in a little bit over a month, we will be on this trip, so I need to start doing that.
I'm going to be dehydrating this weekend. I'm going to do.
What are you doing?
6 days of buffalo chicken for lunch.
Jesus, dude.
I really liked it. It was good,
dude. The trail burritos are so good. They're so much better.
No, I like the buffalo chicken.
6 days?
Yeah, it's good.
You don't get sick of it?
Nah, it was
really
good. I eat them every day.
I need a little variety, man.
The dinners are the variety.
I need just a little bit, man. I can't eat the same lunch 6 straight days.
Yeah.
It just won't be appetizing.
Core, I never know how to pronounce your handle here, but Core OAS, those cookies are 4 ounces each. They are 4 ounces each.
That's heavy, dude.
But they are 480-ish calories with 16 grams of protein.
So I have never gotten into the calories per ounce thing. Have you?
I
never have. I don't care that much.
Not really, but I would say for 400 and something calories and 16 grams of protein, I don't think that's weight bad. That weight is bad.
I don't know. That's a quarter of a pound.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot of weight, dude.
How much does a Mountain House weigh?
Probably that much.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's way more water and moisture in one of those cookies than a Mountain House. Dude, you should dehydrate one.
One of the cookies?
Yeah.
Would it?
Yeah, why not? Cut it into fourths. Put it on the dehydrator.
And then just like add water and make like a cookie dough?
You'll just eat it. Eat a really unappetizing, really dry cookie.
I'll just take the cookie, all right? I'll just take the damn cookie.
Just eat that's like gonna be like hardtack.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. They're 4 ounces. They're heavy.
Dude, you took almost 1.5 pounds of cookies to Colorado.
They were pretty good.
They were really good though. I was hating on them, but they did taste really good.
But I'm always in a calorie deficit, and so like I always have to force feed. Like I don't get as hungry as I thought I would get, and I don't know. I'd rather eat that damn cookie than a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I haven't. A couple things. I'm not taking the cheese or the cured meats. I thought the oatmeal with the protein powder was fantastic.
Okay, I will.
It was. And he's
good.
about to walk his words back from talking crap about oatmeal for the last 2 years. It was pretty good, right?
It was good because I had chocolate protein powder in it.
I thought it was good though. I mean, I thought it was good. Did you like the Dino eggs?
Yes, it was.
The Dino eggs were good.
Yeah, it was good.
Quaker Oats Dino egg oatmeal, 190 calories per pack. Put a little protein powder in there, another 100 calories of protein powder. You got 300 calories in breakfast, like 25, 30 grams of protein.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. Rehydrates super easy. Tastes good. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. I'm actually going to do that again for most of the breakfast.
Actually. Yeah. I like rotating a savory, you know what I'm going to do on this trip? I'm going to do biscuits and gravy, and I'm going to bring back breakfast skillet.
What's the name of the damn cookies? LOL. I need that cookie. It's the Lenny and Larry's.
It's called Lenny. So go watch
It's the vegan cookies, and it's the big guy too, because they make a few sizes.
Yeah, so they're called Lenny and Larry's. If you go watch, we did a video on our food loadout for Colorado. You don't have to watch it, but if you watch it, we'll talk a little bit more about it. But they're Lenny and Larry's. Where can you get them?
Anywhere.
Can you get them on Amazon?
Yeah. Okay, I guess I could ditch the Lenny and Larry's and just bring a little bit of olive oil and drink that.
You could. You know what? You could make your own cookies. You thought about that?
No, with protein powder?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not going to...
It won't taste as good.
Hold on. It's not going to have those chemicals in it that make it like a soft batch.
How much does one of those things cost?
$2.
Not cheap.
480 calories, 16 grams of protein.
I guess $2 isn't crazy. It's a freaking cookie.
I know, it's good.
You can make cookies.
I tried to get Bryce to eat some of it on night 1, but he wasn't gonna keep.
Go watch our videos. See how destroyed Bryce was on day 1 by the altitude.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst I've ever seen a person on a backpacking trip. Right?
What about Red?
Up there with Red.
Bryce recovered though. That was the difference.
Correct. Bryce was basically fine the next morning. Yeah. All right. Those are all my things. What else? What else you got?
I don't know. God, now everybody's ripping on the weight of the cookies.
I didn't realize they're 4 ounces. That is pretty heavy. I mean, they were very moist. There's water in them.
Yeah, there's definitely like those chemical. I saw a hilarious meme about like some meme about like figuring out how to make like shelf stable soft batch cookies, just like adding tons of chemicals to it or something like that. So,
yeah, they cannot be healthy. You know, they can't be healthy.
God, no, it's not healthy.
Why don't you just make your own cookie?
Well, these are vegan. They have 16 grams of protein.
What? You don't care that they're vegan?
No, I don't give a shit.
You're crushing salami.
No. I was joking. Yeah, but yes, there are plenty of protein powder, but I'm not going to lie. For that weight, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get like a 400 and something calorie with 16 grams of protein.
You can. Those cookies were moist, dude. There's water in them.
Well, I'm not going to eat like hardtack.
Just eat protein powder. Protein powder and flour. Should we do a food video for Tahoe? I wasn't planning on it.
Nah.
We are going to do we did them for Colorado. We're going to do loadout videos though. I want to.
Yeah, this is, I'm trying to get.
It's a very technical trip. The weight, because we're trying to keep our fully loaded pack weights below 25 pounds.
And if there's ever a trip to do it, a longer trip, it's going to be this one because we're breaking it obviously into 2 segments.
We only have to carry 3 days of food at a time.
We're going to resupply.
We're not going to take time off in between the legs like we did in West Virginia last year. We're going to do 6 straight days, but we are going to get a food resupply in the middle of it. So food weight is really light.
Scott Foster's asking, are you allowed to eat cookies in California? Only if they're vegan.
Listen,
no, the Lenny's and Larry's are allowed.
Dude, I love the California hate right now. I love California.
Yeah.
You cannot find a state with a variety of outdoor stuff better than California. You've got beach, you've got mountains, you've got skiing, you've got desert. You can't beat that. But so when you're on the TRT like I was 2 years ago, and you go from California to Nevada, you notice it. You notice it in the gas prices, first off, but you notice it. I mean, California is it's so regulated. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a beautiful state.
It is a beautiful state, though. And as much as I don't want to admit, the California side of this trail is prettier than the Nevada side, but that's it. Okay. Anything else? No?
No.
Are we coming back next Friday?
What's going on next weekend? Yeah, we can do
The
next
answer is
Friday.
yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes. We're coming back next Friday or next Saturday. I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I keep saying we're going to have people on, and we will, but then these topic-specific ones come up, and I want to just talk about it.
Yeah.
So we might have a guest next Friday. I haven't decided yet. If not, we'll have a topic-specific one, and we'll do something fun.
I'm ready to rant about COVID again, so maybe some things will change.
It's coming back, dude.
Yeah, it's coming back for the dumbest reasons right now.
The plague of the unvaccinated. Like that's what they call it.
I know.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. It does suck because I honestly, like 2 months ago, I was like, we're done, man. We're good. I was not wearing a mask anywhere because nobody required it. Not because I'm a dick. I was just like, no mask. We're going to restaurants. Like it was all good. Sports are back. And then Delta variant. So our cases in Ohio have quadrupled in the last month, as everywhere has.
We're up to lockdown.
No. Well, initial lockdown.
That's what I meant. Initial
yeah, but
lockdown.
initial lockdown, as we know.
Looking back, was kind of gross.
I mean, at our peak in Ohio, we had 10 to 12,000 cases a day, and we had 1,500 last week.
Yeah.
And we were having like 200. So it's coming back, unfortunately. Do what you can. Even saying get vaccinated is a political thing, so I'm not going to say that.
No, here's here.
Do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do to feel safe. Get vaccinated. Don't get vaccinated. Whatever the options out there. But
here's the deal, though.
But don't lock down the country.
Here's the deal. If you do get vaccinated, as Andy and I are, you don't have to care as much about this.
Yes.
So that's my only plight.
Yeah.
Like, if you get vaccinated, you can give less of a shit about this. Yes. And it's worth the jab, in my opinion. But hey, I get it. It's a personal choice. I get it. I'm a libertarian. It's a personal choice. You got to make what choice you want to make based on the information you're getting in. But if you do get vaccinated, you can care less about it. And there's always value in caring less about things.
And we can just sit back and laugh at the whole situation sometimes. Laugh at.
I mean,
not laugh at like death. Or
the stories
pandemic.
coming out of the people dying saying they wish they got vaccinated.
That's disturbing.
That's disturbing, and like that is super sad, and it sucks, and you're going to see more of it because I sound like a vaccine shill. SHILL.
No, okay. Here's my only thing.
But the vaccine works.
Yeah.
Not 100%.
Not 100%.
Not 100%.
Not 100%.
Doesn't work 100%.
No, not 100%, but it works pretty well.
This dude I work with, he was like, I literally know 8 of my friends have breakthrough cases. I was like, shit, man. And then I was like, and then he goes, well, I got Johnson & Johnson. And I was like, all right, I got Moderna. I feel a little bit better about it. I just don't want the country. The country will not get locked down again. You do not have to worry about that. That will not happen.
It better not. And
that will not happen.
No, because I respect that most people have made a decision to go one way or the other. They have made that decision, and so people who don't want to get the shot, that's cool. They take that road. People who want to get the shot, they get the shot. That's cool too. And so let's just move on.
Listen, you can't be as flagrant about people not getting vaccinated.
I don't care anymore. Like you said, I don't care.
Yeah, but like people getting vaccinated is good.
Yes, it is good. That's my personal opinion. But I also feel like my personal opinion is not everybody's opinion.
True.
And so everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own thoughts. I'm cool. Like you said,
here's what I'm saying.
We got the shot. We don't give an F anymore.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If more people would have gotten the shot, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Well, hold on.
Which is what angers me.
Well, this mess is also like, I'm not sure I would blame this on a group of people.
No, I'm not. And I don't.
I might blame this on politics.
I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm blaming it on a little country that rhymes with Guyana. That's where it came from.
Looks like it.
No, I need to level set. We're joking for the most part.
Okay.
I'm not blaming China. This was not their fault. If you want to get vaccinated, it's a personal choice. I truly believe that. I really do. And I do not believe the government should force people to get vaccinated. I truly do not believe that. Other countries are doing that. Did you know that? I didn't know that. India's doing that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate we live in a country where it is your decision, but please at least weigh your pros and cons. Because we're not like, if you want to get vaccinated, you can. You don't have to, but at least weigh the pros and cons, I think.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
At the end of the day, though, just take our route. Like, if you just don't want to have to care about this, then get vaccinated. We've already gotten more political than we normally get on these podcasts, which is not good.
One more shout out to Free Britney.
I'm just so sick of COVID.
But see, okay, I just don't want.
So sick. We're a year and a half into this now.
And I don't want to have to go to a trail and worry about like lockdown, worry about restrictions.
Do I have to bring my mask on the trail?
Yeah, like I don't want to have to deal with that right now. We're gonna have to deal with fires. And bears.
I know. Hey man, I think we'll be fine. I don't think this uptick in whatever variant we have will be as bad as the initial thing. And at least as a country, we're used to dealing with this right now. And so it's not going to be as bad as it was. I just thought we were on the other side of this, but now what the liberals have been saying is we're going to be dealing with COVID forever. And I was like, no, but now
some people like really, and I see this argument, like some people really just do not want to let this go.
True. Yeah.
Like
the news outlets certainly do not want to.
They do not want to let this
go. Is the
go.
CNN death ticker back up?
I don't watch that. I don't know.
CNN, get out of here.
Get out of here.
No, for 8 straight months, CNN had a death ticker on the screen. Come on, man. We don't need to see that.
Where were they getting that data from? Just like estimated deaths?
I don't know, dude. It's not a sports game. You don't need to throw the death count up for 8 straight months, man.
Yeah.
We know people are dying. That pissed me off. All right. At least it's the end of the podcast. Most people don't listen up until this point. On the COVID rants. I'm just sick of it, man. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I thought we were done.
I am too. I'm so sick of it. Although, a good old fashioned basement COVID lockdown live stream.
We might have to do a lockdown live stream where I pull up the Johns Hopkins tracker. What are the comments saying right now? There's a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of anti-vaccine people that follow us, and that's fine. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not saying you need to get vaccinated. I'm really not. You should consider it. You should absolutely consider it.
I think the argument is made like one way or the other. Just do the research and see if and like educate yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Consider it. Yep. That's all you can do. Make whatever and be happy you live in a country that's not forcing you to get vaccinated
yet.
There's no way that'll happen. There'll be a civil war. They'll literally be, if Biden says you have to get vaccinated, which he does not have the authority to do.
Yeah.
They'll be like, dude, there'll be a civil war. So, all right. I think that's enough. All right. Backpacking. We won't talk about COVID anymore. Any final words?
No, sorry for the rant.
Hey, we can rant a little bit.
Yeah.
It's our podcast.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back next weekend, probably next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one more thing. This is a fun thing. I think if you're still listening, good for you. I think we're gonna do.
Oh, don't say guests. Don't say dates.
I won't say. I don't know the dates. I'm pretty sure, barring COVID, we're going to do another big meetup Q&A
like
bar thing.
Like a live podcast.
So we did this 2 years ago. We did a live Q&A at Endeavor Brewery. It was awesome. The place was packed, literally. I think we're going to do that again. Coming up in the fall, it won't be just us. There'll be some other much bigger YouTubers there. Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to do another live event, live podcast Q&A. I'd like it to be a giveaway too.
Yeah. We'll get some stuff.
So that is in the mix. It looks like it's going to happen. The other large YouTubers have agreed to it. We have a venue ready to go. We're going to watch the COVID. I mean, obviously if COVID blows up and the health department shuts stuff down, we can't do it, but we're going to do it. It'll be in Columbus, Ohio. Obviously, it'll be sometime probably late September when it's still kind of warm outside. But we are going to, 99% do something like that. It was really fun when we did it last time, and we were going to do it last year, but COVID hit. But be on the lookout. It'll probably be in cahoots with REI in some capacity. Probably.
Still working out the details.
We're still working out the details. We've got the YouTubers on board. We got the venue on board. We have a time frame in mind, and we're going to do it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I want to do a giveaway, though. I want to give stuff away.
Yeah.
And we'll do a live thing. We'll probably do a live podcast.
It would also be cool to try to we were throwing around the ideas of selling tickets and 100% of the proceeds would go towards some type of charity or something too. We talked about
or do a charity auction there. Yeah. There might be some philanthropic arm of it, sell tickets for $1 or $2. And then the proceeds go to some fund. I don't know. We're just, it's going to happen. I don't know if we'll do that, but, sometime late September, October, early October, we're going to do a live thing, meetup, Q&A, bar, not a drinking event, but just do it at a bar. Cause it's a convenient venue for us, but do a live thing with some other really big YouTubers, much bigger than us. And we're going to do that. So just PSA,
Yep.
It's going to happen. It was super fun last time.
Yeah, it was.
Really fun. All right. We've gotten longer than we normally do for these.
Yeah, we got talking juice.
Hey, man, I'm sick of this.
I know.
I'm sick of it. It's all right. We're on the other side. It'll be better.
Yeah.
It'll be better. Ohio State football's back. That's all that matters. Okay, everybody.